approach the running rail on the turn towards the home straight, and the leader...
I met you at a dinner party. How would you introduce yourself?
Oh, I suppose I'd say, well, I'm Barney Curley and I live in Newmarket. I train horses and I back them for a living.
Do you call yourself a professional gambler?
You could say that.
Do you?
Well, I would like to link, well, I would be a professional gambler. I have no other means of income. Every Monday morning, I have to find £6,000 to keep the show on the road. And I have to find that out of gambling.
Irishmen often express an animosity towards England. You're an Irishman who's chosen to live here. What have you given to England and what has it given you in return?
Well, I'm afraid I have given England very little. Well, I think England has given me a lot. You know, I can't speak too highly of English people. They have gone out of their way to try and help me. You know, I had a large bet a couple of years ago that I'd train 10 winners before Christmas. And in our business, the ground is very important. And I didn't have many horses, so I couldn't afford to be running horses that had no chances. And I must say that the clerks of the courses kept me better informed than when Michael Fish is about the weather. Lord, lay your hand on my head and lead me through the day.
How much was that gamble worth?
I think I might netted something like 200,000.
What's your relationship with the bookies?
I think they would fear me. There's no doubt about that there. But at the same time, I think they would respect me. Respect me in the sense that I've never been involved in fixing races.
Have they ever turned down a bet of yours?
You know, the big firms will not allow me to bet with them. All they want to do is lay the mugs. If you're a winner, you get your account closed. They're there to take as much out of racing as they can and put nothing back in. What they put in is pin money.
That's the levy.
The levy. We're getting pin money. I run a stable that's different from other stables. You know, I employ people there. I pay them more than anyone else. I'm very loyal to them. I expect them to be loyal to me. For example, that if they see a horse of mine working well, that they don't tell anyone. And if they do tell anyone, I just leave their bags at the door and sack them.
Barney, you are a professional gambler as well as someone who trains horses. How do you stop going over the edge and becoming a compulsive gambler?
Well, I have to train myself. You know, I have to pick out and say, you know, I go to the races and I say to myself, now, if that is 3-1, I'll back it. I might pick out 2 horses. If that's 6-4, I'll back it. If the odds are shorter, I just have to train myself not to do any business.
You'll walk away from a bet?
I will walk away. I could go for a week, go racing every day and not have a bet if I didn't think I was getting value for money.
And that's the difference between a professional and a compulsive gambler?
Well, a compulsive gambler has to be pitied. You know, he has no chance. All right, put him back in the box.
This morning when we were on the gallops, I noticed that your transporter had the inscription, unencumbered by baggage. It's a very strange phrase.
It's a book, it was written by a Jesuit priest. And I think if we all read it, I think we'd be a lot better human beings after reading it. Basically, it means, you know, that in this modern world that people are given over too much to accumulating wealth, property, and all these material possessions, whereas they are not the source of happiness at all.
Barney, you spend hours studying the form in order to beat the bookies, in order to create cash. How can you say that you're not after wealth? Presumably you feel uncomfortable living here.
No, I don't. I really enjoy living here. I'm now, you know, I'm not young anymore, and I suppose I'm looking for a little bit more comfort.
Do you have anything in mind for today?
I think I fancy the French horse in the July Cup. She was very impressive at Ascot. That was over a mile and she's coming back to 6 furlongs. But I think she has plenty of class. And I'd probably back her. I like the trainer and I like the rider. They won the race last year. They have a good shot this year.
Why do you do it?
I like to be good. You know, I'm good at it. And let's say to advise any of my family to go into it, I would say under no circumstances.
You wouldn't allow your children?
No. I would say it's impossible. She'd probably do for me.
Big one or a little one?
I think reasonably big. Back her to win, maybe. 50 or 60,000. I hope.
900, 940, 980, 1,000, 1,100, 1,200, 1,300, 1,400.
There have been very, very wealthy people from all over the world, successful businessmen, etc., who have come into the horses, have been in it for a year or two, done their books at the end of 2 years and said, hello, this is enough. We have the best horses in the world here, but it's no thanks to the locals. It's the Arab money that bought the horses. And they don't mind doing 100 million, 200 million.
What happens when the oil goes?
Good night racing.
Having a fourth, 14 star. 33 to 1 in there. 14 star. 11 to 1 platoon. 11 to 1 with that.
Barney, what is it exactly that the bookies are trying to do to racing that you so object to?
They're taking far too much money out of racing. I call them daytime burglars.
502 on the bell.
6
11 of all of them.
I see people who have been very successful at racing. I've watched them and I think they've just overstayed their welcome a little bit. And successful gamblers have ended up skint. I would hope that I would be big enough to say I'm not at my best in a few years' time. I'm packing in when I'm in front.
You know, I don't particularly like the race. I might back an outsider at maybe 8 or 10 to 1, maybe to win. You know, something like 20,000 to 2 or 20,000 to 2,400.
So you back it each way or just to
No,
win?
I just back it to win.
Have you laid the bet or are you thinking
Not
about
yet.
it?
I'm thinking about it. I'm just waiting until I see them going down.
That's important.
It is, yeah.
For most people, can betting pay?
No, you can't make betting pay.
25,000
5 out there.
to what?
20,000
20,000 to
Ring the bell.
1,200? 20,000 to 2,400. Yeah. Well, what is that? That's to win 25 grand. 8 to 1. 10 to 1. That's just 2,500. All right. Okay. All right.
You could not make it pay. You could not make it pay. You're far better to say, I'm going to have a 50p Yankee every Saturday, pick out 4 horses and let it, you know, let it stick at that. You have no chance to make, to make betting pay. None.
How is it then that you can support a stables, a nice house, a wife, children, yourself, and a Mercedes?
Right. Well, you know, when I was younger, Georgie Best was the best roper in the world. He had a great talent. I think I have a talent too.
Inside the 3 now, and it's Teamster on the outside with Fanatical the near side. Coming into the picture now, Basm Rita produced on the far side, running on pretty strongly. Then left Musa Marie behind the boy well back and Ivy Shoot. Last. Inside the 2 now, and Fanatical seems to tackle right at Rita coming through. Behind the Mel Basm pulled on for an effort, but Rita out a little wider.
Barney, you looked so unhappy when the winner came in.
People say that, you know. People say, you know, you never smile. Well, aren't you better being yourself instead of putting on one of these false smiles or whatever?
Well, really, it's only a job to me. You know, I'm at this nearly every day of the week. And, it's just another winner.
When you come home, does your wife not say to you, did you make money today?
Maybe once every 6 months. I think she has confidence in me not to lose the place. I suppose my best friend outside racing is a priest. I have nothing but admiration for him. He's given 25 years of his life, you know, helping other people.
What does he feel about the sort of life you're leading now as a professional gambler?
I suppose deep down they think, what a waste of a life.
Are you unhappy about that?
I sometimes think about it. I sometimes think, well, what am I doing? I'm going out, I'm betting horses every day, and what am I really doing?
I understand that you offered Mother Therese your help.
I did.
And that she turned you down.
She did.
Why?
I would think that Mother Teresa wouldn't like this business of gambling. You know, she's a very simple woman.
Now, this morning I told you that I fancied the French filly Golden Opinion, and I thought that 2 to 1 would be a reasonable price about her. Now, there's a racecourse rumour that she's been injured coming over on the plane. So she drifted out to 3 to 1, and I went in and had £10,000 on her, 30,000 to 10. I never listen to racecourse rumours. Let's hope it's wrong.
You claim that you don't like the media coverage you get.
You know, I feel embarrassed, really. You know, when the BBC rang up and they said, well, we're doing this programme and we have a heart surgeon on it. Well, you know, a heart surgeon is a man who saves lives. I feel, up against them, I feel so small, so inadequate.
You claim that you have an inner calm. We've seen you acknowledge a God this morning. What happens when things go wrong? Do you blame your God?
No, well, I never take my God into racing or anything like that there. You know, I would never pray for winners or things like that. I do believe there's a God, and I believe that someday I'd have to meet him.
Is it true that you were training to be a monk?
I was with the Jesuits doing philosophy. I was there to about, I was 21. I think it taught me a lot.
A bit unlucky. Thinks you should have won with the run.
You know, it taught me the values of life.
And yet I've heard you talk about life as a jungle.
Life isn't a jungle, but the race course is a jungle. You know, it's big dogs eat small dogs. But life isn't a jungle. Life can be very satisfying. Can't beat peace of mind, you know.
And you have that?
Yeah.
Did you come from a wealthy background that enabled you to get into racing?
Well, I remember growing up in Urbanstown, County Fermanagh, and just going back to swimming pools. I remember my mother carrying the water into a sort of a big bath from the river to wash us all on a Saturday night. So I don't think I came from a very wealthy background. No. I suppose you could say I'm a loner in a sense. You know, I back my own opinion. I never listen to anyone. And that's it. What else could I do? What else could I get a living at? You know, I'm now 50 years of age. What else could I get a living at? I know racing inside out. I know it from A to Z. Who would employ me?
Barney Curley, thank you very much for sharing your day with us.
Hello everyone, just a quick one. If you have enjoyed these videos and are enjoying these videos, can you please like and subscribe to my channel? Thanks very much.